All right, so let's just say blue and gold, blue and yellow make the color green. D'accord. I mean, FBI Papa, they're a little confused. For Interpol elsewhere, that's like FBI Baba, maybe? I found a Bob today on his stoop. And he is one of the most confused white guys I have ever seen. He does not speak Interpol. He doesn't even speak local white guy. Again, I feel bad for these poor men. They could have been helpful, except I have a problem in the connection line somewhere. Me being Shrine. Shrine. Silent lone child with inheritance of substantial size, of bullshit problem, and the human stacking more against me, thinking inheritance meant money. No, it meant problem. Big problem. So blue and gold is Ukraine. Blue plus yellow makes green. I'm in green and black. That's my umbrella. I leave the red off because there's FDNY somewhere floating around. Why do I have to do everything? So now I have green, black, and red on a flag that says Afghanistan, statesman, between Little Neck, Littleneck, which has a plaza, Plaza, with the French cleaners on the on the corner, and it says kimchi, Kimchi. I just found out kimchi is this wonderful antacid for gastrointestinal problems, where you take cabbage and vinegar and some chopped up red hot spicy pepper, and it neutralizes the acid in the stomach. It makes for really lousy breath, however, but you don't need pharmaceutical. And the annoying shitbag kids that like to play on other people's favorite loved ones and break them. So that's what I call the AMA. Anyway, so here we are for the American Medical Association of, they're not my kids. I didn't train them. Nope. And they're not supposed to be practicing, but you keep passing them along. Passing that buck in the system. Fucking stupid shits. Anyway, so let's see. So then I saw I was talking to a fire marshal. I think he was a fire marshal. I'm like, now let me see. I was like, you're training. I'm French Polynesia, but NE means Northeast SIAO. And I gave him my license. I said, right, I'm Cat of Russia. I'm ZZ while I'm here. Fancy Russia. Whatever. I was like, and you flip the Z's, it becomes the SS. You've heard of them, right? I was like, right, that's, and then it spells Russia. So it's the SS over in Russia. To my name. It's Catwoman Gotham. You've heard of these things at Universal Studio. Maybe, perhaps. Right. So I put the umbrella down, by the way, while I was speaking to the red man in the red truck. I said, now here's the thing. Red and black seem to always fight. I don't know why. It's like hot and cold in Electric City. Then you've got green as neutral. Neutrality. Whatever. So I've got blue and gold make green for neutrality. And then I've got Germany. So if this is Afghanistan and I'm Russia in Afghanistan, I've got Germany. I've got black and red over there as well. So it gets just as hot and cold as it does over here in positives and negatives. But they run off of a gold system. So over here we're green, over there they're gold. I need to find myself how to get from green to gold. I was like, I think I need something called a private eye. I don't know what system they work off of on being able to research other people's loved ones. I was like, and do they run off of pro bono? Because I have no money. I was like, but I need to get a message to overseas. Last time I saw him, it was Niklaus Hitler. And then I was like, you know what? go with Nico, Nico, because when Alexander was born and he was holding the baby, he went with Nico, Nico, and we share Nico together, which is Alexander's name in national security things. For him and my private child, outside of the Ottoman assholes of Jason and Peter. And then let's think about this. Then I've got Eric, E-R-I-K. He's the millionaire hottie. Well, that's what I call him anyway, with Kathy. It was just a joke, but it actually works out well. So the millenari, right? That is, right, handsome fellow. Right. So he was at the World Gym in Ronkonkoma, but he went by E-R-I-K. Right. And then somehow we wound up through whatever. And then I don't know what happened. Oh, and then I met a guy named Ivan, I-V-A-N. Oh, this is where Interpol comes in. It's really important because the criminal network and I had to come up with something on to, like, put up all your chips. All right, great. So I got all the big families to put up all their cocaine, their colors, their cocaine. We have one authority going through it all now. Great. Okay, so I met an Ivan. He looked like a prison guy, and he seemed to know things. But they don't like to give up their things that they know. And I'm like, I'm the cat of Russia. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, here's the thing. There's one kite in the air, and it has one string with lots of keys on it. All the key players. I was like, so you take down that big kite, it's a problem. That's what you did. Now how do I get out and speak to who I need to speak to? Because things did not go well. And he was like, the governance is never going to let you whatever. They don't really care. And I'm like, you don't understand. I was like, I don't have a choice. There's no money. There's no anything here. And I'm the kite. I'm the kite that was flying that someone took down and took Hitler out. I mean, I have a prearranged marriage with him. And all of a sudden you shove the Ottoman Empire into my fucking face. Ew. Along with really lots of danger and killing and dying in all the wrong methods. And then fighting over dumb, fucking, and useless. Just saying. So how are you all going to fix this? So then I see the poor fire marshal underneath. He went to go to the Bell Garden Chinese food place. I'm eating at Nona's that used to be Pete's. And I'm eating a slice of pizza that says Stella! S-T-E-L-L-A. And then he put lettuce. And I'm like, Stella's under there somewhere. Now it looks like a salad. I'm going to need a knife and fork for that one, please. For the etiquette police. So I'm sitting there watching across the street. And my good old fire marshal working this evening goes into the Chinese food place to eat. And he stands under an electric sign that has the wrong date and wrong time. And I'm like, so I get up and I shout, because I think he said his name was Paul, P-A-U-L, but I don't know. So I shout across the street. I'm like, excuse me? I was like, just look up. You're under, the sign has the wrong date. You just want you to be aware of it. That's the problem where I come from. And then I sat back down. There was whole public full of people eating at some restaurant that I could never afford. But I need to protect the one safety feature in the family that is like God's blessing and good grace on this main street of Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. So, let's think about this. So that happened. I'm like, where I come from, you've got an overnight worker or you've got an international student that comes in to do some kind of reporting and it reports wrong. That's how you kill people. Is when you have electric signage out and there's people who are disoriented in time and space and they look for something and then they orient themselves with that and then it's wrong. That's how people get killed. So I put that up on social media for Diorama and for Ariel, which is my Disney Princess collection. But I also made a loud noise of my own acknowledgement to my friend across the street that I don't really know, but he works in the area and it's important. So let's see, what else about tonight was important? Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. We're gonna leave it there for the moment. So I need to go from green to gold, which is Ukraine. I made the reference this morning. UK, which is the beginning of Ukraine, is also Britain, or British, something or other. So I've been using this golf umbrella as like my Mary Poppins feature. MaryPoppins for what you got poppin' or whatever. I don't know, somebody said they were going to use that. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long safety, whatever. And then I met some other guy who I've seen before on the street on my way back, and I said, it's a 1930s Parasol. I said, I'm bringing it back. I said, I'm just looking for Nico. I was like, Nico, to Eric, I said, it's an Interpol thing, because he said backstage, BACKSTAGE. I said, I'm looking for entry points. I said, I'm having such a hard time with entry points. He goes, well, you don't need an agent, and you don't need this. He's like, but just show up and go at it like it's your, like, one. And I was like, right, yeah, no, I remember writing that script. I'm like, right, no, I get it. I get that's your life script. And, you know, they switched over from Italian to only Latinos at some point in this storyline, the 20th century, 19th century leading into 20th century, one of the decahedron problems I've been dealing with. But here we are wrapping up an ongoing problem at my level. Are we clear? I'm not fucking crazy. It's all that you are so mentally diseased and keep telling the white story wrong, and you keep you keep hurting them more and more. But your lead in switched its own caricature and took on someone else's story by mistranslating. So you're all feeling some hurt that never existed. Not as far as I'm concerned. I've been around since at least the 16th century. I've been around longer. But I actually have a painting of myself, Johannes Vermeer, from the 16th century. I was rearranged and brought back in the 19th century. They extended my stay without my permission into the 20th century, where Alexander James came about. Oh, by the way, I showed Ivan my family cup with the boys on it. Which is Benjamin 1999, Daniel 2003, Alexander 2005, and the Mayan calendar baby from 2012. And I showed him so he could see just how, oh, there they are. Just how different the children look, because they don't all look like they're mine, even though they came out of my belly. That's Ben, that's Dan, that's Alexander the Great. He looks British. He does not look Ottoman. And there's my Hungarian gorgeousness, or British gorgeousness. You can see there's quite clearly a visual discrepancy in the children and how they cooked up in this cauldron. It's July 17th, Century 20, year 21. Same day I went to go see a Zhao agent at an open house that I found, because I sold a house out in Ronkonkoma for Mr. Zhao at something, I think it was 39, but it was something Park Avenue, Ronkonkoma, New York, and it was a big blue house, and sometimes when you have good favor with one, you are professional in your mannerisms, you are not discriminatory in any way, and you kept truly professional, and they had a good business interaction with you. Then if you should come under fire or your reputation come under fire, then it is asked that you return the favor and you speak kindly and honestly of the SS officer that you encountered. Whether they, at the time, represented themselves or not is irrelevant. If it's needed, it's asked. Should you need something in the future, it will look favorably upon you. That is all. It should be of good effort. It should not have to be with money attachment, although I know these days that's what you all go on. But I am having biological problems with pressure in this atmosphere, and that is a much greater concern at aerospace defense, which is where I actually work for, whether I'm getting paid or not, or whether they move me illegally or not, or whether they protect me or they don't. If I'm up and I'm moving, I'm functioning, I'm working. It's just I don't know how the billing system is working at the moment at Universal Studios.